Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I crafted my quarterstaff here for my Flicker Strike, Tempest Flurry Invoker Monk. As some of you may know, I did start the league on Ice Strike, but I have since then converted over to Flicker Strike, and I'm going to be making a separate video going over the things I've changed and how much fun I'm having on Flicker Strike. But in today's video, I wanted to just go over to how to craft this here quarterstaff for anyone else that might be interested in playing Flicker Strike or any other monk quarterstaff build that you might have interest in. So yeah, so let's just get right into it. What you're going to need to start with is, and it's likely going to be your most expensive purchase for this whole process, is a magic quarterstaff base. Now, ideally, you're going to want a lunar quarterstaff because if we come over here to uh, POEDB, you can see that lunar quarterstaff has the highest attacks per second at 1.5, and there just isn't another quarterstaff. It's just the highest attacks per second. But personally, myself, I tried searching for one for quite a while now, a couple days, and they're just not easy to find. You're gonna have to really spend some time on the search function here and trying to refresh constantly if you're really looking to get a lunar. For myself, as you can see, I settled for a razor quarterstaff. It's personally I think is the next best option. It's still got the crit chance, and yeah, so it is what it is. Doesn't really make a big difference. Obviously, if you're really trying to min max the attacks per second, then yeah, lunar quarterstaff. But so yeah, if you can get your hands on one, then by all means. But otherwise, I think razor quarterstaff is the next best option. I suppose striking quarterstaff's got the similar physical damage there. Still has a crit chance, 1.4 attacks per second. But needless to say, you need to start off with a magic base on the quarterstaff with LE2 attacks and crit chance. And the rest of the way is pretty simple, I'd say, with the exception of one step involving a fracturing orb that you're gonna ideally want to fracture LE2 attacks. So the next step is going to be to use a greater essence of haste. Uh, where are we here? We don't have one currently. And yeah, so just to go over what you'll need. So you'll need one essence, greater essence of haste, which is 3 exalts. You'll need one omen of sinestral necromancy, which is about 8 exalts. You'll need 2 preserved jawbones here, which you'll likely have lying around in your stash if you've been playing quite a bit. You'll need 1 fracturing orb, which is about 41 exalts. You'll need 2 omens of sinestral crystallization, and you'll understand why we use these things. Once we begin. But so there's that, and you'll need 1 perfect essence of the battle and 1 perfect essence of electricity. And the total cost, not including the base, is around 144 exalts. And provided you hit the fracture on the LE2 attacks, it's a pretty deterministic craft. So let me just go ahead and purchase these the rest of the materials I require. So greater essence of haste is there, 2 exalts. And sinestral necromancy, I don't believe I have one of these. I do have sinestral necromancy. And omen of crystallization. Sinestral crystallization, yes. 31 exalts. Let's sign me up for that. Perfect essence of the battle. Perfect essence of the battle. Yep. One of those. And electricity. And so for starters, your first step is just going to greater essence of haste. And then step 2, you're going to use an omen of sinestral necromancy with a preserved jawbone. We want to desecrate and ensure it is a prefix. So click your omen of sinestral necromancy and then use your jawbone. And as you can see, we've desecrated and it's a prefix modifier. Now here is the not so deterministic step. And given that I only have one of these bases at the time, if we happen to not fracture the LE2 attacks. We'll continue this craft over on Path of Exile, but the next step here is just going to be fracture elemental damage with attack. So let's see. And so we missed, we hit attack speed. Now you can still continue with this craft, but it's going to involve some RNG. So let's go and unveil this modifier. And it doesn't matter what you hit here. It's going to be a prefix. Now, if you did happen to hit something nice, then great, but we did not hit anything really worthwhile. So let's go get our weapon back. There we go. Now here's the problem, right? Now that we don't have fractured LE2 attacks, the next step is pretty much a 50-50. And so what that involves is we're going to use an Omen of Sinestral Crystallization here, and we're going to use a Perfect Essence of the Battle. And now, unfortunately, it's a 50-50. We could still survive here and hit the fire, or we could remove, it's going to remove one of the two prefixes. Obviously, we're looking for, and again, this is why you want the fractured elemental damage, so you can guarantee it's going to remove this fire damage modifier. So, Perfect Essence of the Battle, and okay, we're still alive. We got our +6 levels to attack skills. We're still alive. Everything's good. Now we want to slam and exalt, and we do the same thing again. Because now here we go. We hit fire 2 attacks, and now our suffixes. It's important to mention our suffixes are filled now. So we could get super lucky and survive this RNG that we didn't hit the fractured LE2 attacks. But again, we're going to repeat this step. Now we're using the Omen of Sinestral Crystallization again with the Perfect Essence of Electricity. So again, unfortunately, it's a 50-50. This feels real bad. I got lucky on my fracture, and so hopefully you guys do too. But here we go. And so we missed. So here's where you just unfortunately have to start over from the beginning, and it sucks. But we'll continue this craft here on Path of Exile, and so we can just speed things up here. Now we've got our attack speed again, so let's go over to our Abyss. We're going to we go to Omens, Sinestral Necromancy. We'll add only prefix modifiers. Then we come over to Jawbone, and then again, here we are, we're fracturing. We missed. So let's just simulate if you did fracture the LE2 attack, so we can just show you. So there we go. Now you're going to unveil. Just unveil whatever, and then we're going to once again use the Omen of Sinestral Crystallization. Where are we? Sinestral. Where is it? There it is here. So we're going to use, once again, Perfect Essence of the Battle. And it guarantees removes that prefix now that we've got our fractured LE2 attacks. We come back, Exalt. Then we come back, do that same thing again. Sinestral Crystallization. Perfect Essence of Electricity. For the extra damage is extra lightning. And this is showing you here live how deterministic this craft is. It's really simple. It just really comes down to fracturing that LE2 attacks, LE with attacks, so you can proceed safely with the rest of the craft. The last step here is to just unveil again, and hopefully you unveil something worthwhile. If we go back into the game here, you'll see currently I'm sitting with Tier 2 Hybrid Fizz, which I've settled on. I've used 2 Omen of Lights to re-roll and unveil twice, and just this is what we've settled on for now. I will likely try again and try to hit something higher, high flat fire, lightning, high percent Fizz would be insane. But yeah, that's basically the craft. Let's go ahead and unveil Jawbone. And yeah, you're just filling the final slot here in the prefix. Obviously, this is really bad. That's what is that? Tier not, but you get the gist, right? You could just Repeat this until you're happy with the outcome. 84 fizz, and so there you go. That's unfortunately that's we didn't get lucky in game, but we were able to show you the rest of the craft here on Craft of Exile, which is a super helpful tool for learning how to craft. And so, like I said, there's going to be a follow-up video going over the whole character, the skill tree, the skill gems, everything. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Otherwise, that's going to be it for the video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more Path of Exile content.